What's up, guys? Back again with another video in analyzing the usual plays that we're going to be kind of just looking at for the week. This week was not too bad. I think there was a lot that was actually happening going down, but I think we're gonna just go through what we could be expecting this week. I think the good news is that the US government shutdown has now ended, so we're going to be getting a little bit of data quite frequently, so and seeing a lot of volatility actually creep in within the markets. So hopefully we can be able to just get the decent pushes that we're actually expecting throughout the week. But a lot of setups played out really well. So I'm just gonna dive into DXY first. So DXY was still bouncing in that support level within the channel that I'm mapping out now on the monthly. If we do zoom in onto the weekly, actually, let me just show you on the monthly. Let's go back to the monthly. So monthly, we are kind of within this zone right here. I was saying that we are going to be kind of just breaking through and reaching 101.087. So we're just going to wait for that. There is a really decent indication of actually this candle possibly moving to the upside and breaking through and seeing a much more stronger dollar as is. We are within a very strong also support level, which is around here. But I think because within this area right here, I'm just going to actually just highlight it here within this zone here. This zone is a very, that's why I say is that this level that I indicated right here, 101.057 is a crucial zone because there's a lot of support and resistance levels that have kind of just bounced and rejected this zone right here. So we have to just kind of wait and see. But overall, I think so far, based on the overall bias on market structure, it's looking much more bullish. And there's clear indication as well too, just to see there as is. So I'm just gonna zoom in onto weekly. So weekly, obviously we kind of just have like a W formation happening here. I'm just gonna take out my pathway. So it's kind of like the bounce of here. So yeah, checked. Yeah. So what I'm expecting is just a breakthrough, but my target will be round about here. If we do break above here, then we are going to reach the next level, which is a 106.088. So we'll just have to kind of just wait and see how things play about. I am going to zoom in as well to just give you just a little bit of in-depth. So there was kind of this high and high low pattern forming. Just gonna map it out here. And I took out my trend line just to map out the route based on just showing the overall bullish structure moving to the upside. It's just that now we are seeing that price has broken this trend line. So I don't know what to actually expect now because two things could happen. And I think one thing that's going to really give me a proper indication based on seeing any dollar strength is if this candlestick closes above this level and then breaks above this trend line to invalidate it pretty much. So then we will get confirmation on bullish run to the upside. But if this candle closes bearish, then definitely for sure we are going to be reaching much lower. And I think my target would be 98.486. So we'll have to kind of just see how things play about. I think the nice thing about it is that there's really good data that's going to be coming out this week. So we'll see a bit of momentum just like creep in within the markets as is. So yeah, price has been kind of just like hovering, rejecting the zone. So it's also quite iffy and tricky for me to actually trade today, which is a Monday. So I think tomorrow will be a much more suitable day to look at how things are going to kind of just perform within the markets with DXY. Now, great stuff in seeing how NASDAQ performed. I was expecting actually I did mention, and I was telling you guys that I was expecting kind of like a head and shoulders formation pattern to kind of like form within the zone. But I anticipated that price was initially going to come and reject this level right here and then drop and reject, test this zone and push up. But this candlestick straight like broke through this level right here and dropped and literally dropped below 25K. So yeah, also going to have to wait and see how things actually play out with this. I think if I do zoom out, so we do a little bit of a top-down analysis, because I think it will be much more better for me to actually just show you what you could be expecting from a much more higher time frame. So there's a trend line here, mapping out the high. So as you guys can see, 1, 2, 3, 4-point touch. And you got a little bit of rejection here. So you can include that as a 5-point touch. So as you can see, price is respecting and rejecting this trend line overall, pushing to the upside. So I am also expecting some bullish momentum. If we maybe do range within here, it'll also be fine. I think we'll just have to just wait and see how things play out. And zooming in onto the 4 hour, as you can see, we're literally close to this trend line. So let's have to wait and see how things play out. Maybe a slight rejection around this level zone and then push to the upside. But what I saw last week, which really played out well, was that there was kind of a head and shoulders formation that played out. Yeah, just gonna take out. So actually add this to my toolkits. Oh, what's happening now? Left head, right shoulder, and then drop straight down to this level. I think one thing that like made me miss this position is that during the time of the drop, it wasn't within the session that I usually trade in. So usually in most cases, I always like to trade within New York session, which you can maybe see a really strong volatile movements within that session and get like a real push to the downside. But I think during that time, obviously when things that were peaking about to really broke the neck as is, I think I could have actually entered just maybe a slight retest on this candlestick here. Which candlestick is it? Let me just do on to 30 minutes. I think this candlestick could have really been one that I could be maybe re-entered and then taken straight slightly down. But I was very cautious because this level was a level that I found highly respected. As it, so I was expecting maybe if price did reject this level right here and then do a retest around here, excuse me, then I was going to be a lot much more confident in taking the trade because it was going to validate this neck zone in being an area of high demand and then a straight drop down. But yeah, we saw what we saw. Things did play out really well. I'm glad. I did take a buy position, I think, on Friday as soon as New York session actually kicked in. I think it was roughly around, yeah, yeah, around your TP was around, it was 1, 2, approximately 1, 2, 3. And I take profit got hit. I think just looking at the volume creep in during after the session at kicked in. This was sorry around half past. Sorry, this was around 3:30, 4:30. Sorry, and price came through, tapped into the zone, hit my TPA within hour two. Yeah, it was approximately an hour two. So what we could be expecting is maybe kind of also another retest around the zone here, push straight to the upside. So I will be kind of maybe looking like for long positions around the zone right here, and then a higher push to the upside, and maybe hitting this level right here. Yeah. Well, I usually do 1, 2, 3, but maybe I'll just call it 1, 2, 4 because there's a lot of room in ranging within that level. So if price comes through, bounces off, and I get extra confirmation in terms of volume, then that will be my next position. I think 2,393.1, and then yeah, I am looking to be bullish on US100 Nasdaq. So we're going to be looking at the Dow Jones, which is US30. Same situation, same play out as is. If I zoom it onto weekly, weekly, daily. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3. So multiple big rejections, just like, and the strong candlestick coming through and opening above the support level. So initially, this level is going to be a very crucial zone where we are going to be respecting price as is. So same situation as this. If I do see a rejection around this level right here, I'm taking a bias straight to the upside. I think on this around this level right here. Stop loss is going to be a little tight though, because we have dropped quite a lot, and there's plenty of traders that are buying at these discounted prices. So around this level, yeah, this level is 46, around 46,963, and we could actually knock out a really decent new 1:6 trade here as is, and then your next target will be like around above this level, which is well, just around this level. It's 47,971.27. And then Bitcoin. So Bitcoin played out really good. Remember I was telling you guys, I think this was during Monday. I think it was kind of like ranging within the zone. And confirmation actually showing you guys that this head and shoulders eventually was gonna come and reject this neck level right here that I've kind of like highlighted before. And we did see double top form. I did get stopped out with this one. I was so disappointed in how this really played out because I placed in the trade around this level right here. Check out my position. It was short. It was around here. So usually in most cases it's always like one. So it's like 1,000 and it's my TP is like around 3,000. So where's 1, 2, 3? And when I woke up in the morning, I think this was like woke up maybe like 6, 7ish, I don't know about there. TP got hit. I mean, it's not TP, it's my stop loss got hit. And eventually it just continued to tumble down. I think also, I think as well too, when you if something like this really happens, I also always just take a step back and just watch how things are going to play about in terms of my setup. Because I feel as if maybe it could potentially come back and then just like really range within the zone. But I think I was a little more cautious of re-entering this position because I felt as if it was gonna just keep like being as choppy as it is. But it really kind of just like really played out well enough so because it was just creating lower highs and lower lows. I'll just show you now, check out my pathway. So this was kind of just like the M formation pattern. And I saw price came drop through, retested like just roughly around the neck, just like around there, but came back here, dropped again. See lower lows and lower highs. I was just like really playing out perfectly, perfectly to the T. But yeah, I think that one loss that I took was just like more than enough for me. But I think I'm just very glad that I think everything played out with this trade. I think psychologically, so just in terms of my setup and showing you guys what I was expecting overall. I did expect price to actually kind of just reject around like 100K because that's a full on psychological zone where we'd see probably like retracement pushing straight to the upside, just like literally shattered both. And now we're like at like 94K. But zooming out now, I'm just going to show you what I could be expecting as is. So now, remember I did mention if you guys are watching the previous maybe 3, 4 videos that I've been posting around this level here. So 1, 2, 3. Now this is the fourth touch. We are literally on a weekly time frame. This is the weekly support level around the zone, yeah. So what I could be possibly, or what we could be expecting, a rejection and straight push to the upside. So I am I am extremely bullish on Bitcoin. I think I'll just have to kind of just wait and see now on how the volume plays out for today, just to give me like extra confirmation. And if we do get that confirmation that I'm actually looking for overall, just to like really see the volume play out well enough so, then I am going to be going heavy on buys. So I'll be going long on um on Bitcoin. So we'll just have to kind of just see how things play about overall. And yeah, I think gold, gold. Um, those of you that know, I just don't like analyzing gold. I think the volume that's within here can really not be predictable enough for you to really trade well enough. But nonetheless, I think as we're looking at it currently, like right now, I think if we zoom out to the daily, uh, all around here, zoom to daily, there's no um, I don't see any kind of. So I'm just looking to actually spot a trend line just to make sure that I can be able to see based on the movement. But even if I placed it at the bottom of here, I'm just going to see. Yeah, It's only like a two-touch confirmation, but we could use that for now. But so prices kind of just like ranging. Yeah. Um, actually, so yeah, one, two. This will probably be the third touch. I think I will be waiting for extra confirmation as is. But you know me, I don't really like chain gold. But for most of y'all, I think just to give you guys heads up for those that have requested that are in the community group, I will be just showing you what to kind of expect as is with gold. So this area right here that we are ranging within, so is a very crucial zone that you need to be aware of as is. So around here, you can see a lot of like resistance, kind of like looks like support here. I didn't necessarily come back and retest like the zone here, but it is a kind of like a really crucial zone that you kind of just need to be really cautious of and just eyeing out eyeing out for now. But I think to really get solid confirmation, we could maybe potentially just be ranging within this level right here, just range, and then push straight through and breaking 4,226.98 and then reaching about there. Could possibly get to 5K. I'm not sure if it will probably be this week or this month or maybe even through the year. But yeah, there could be possibility that we could potentially reach 5K. I think also as well too when I go out onto the higher time frame. Just check on the higher time frame. I know my lines are kind of just like really not giving like solid or in between like the candlesticks. But if you can be able to see just like this pattern, this pattern right here is clear confirmation that we are definitely going to proceed to the upside. So that's what I'm saying is that 5K is possible enough in reaching if this weekly candlestick ends off bullish. If this weekly candlestick, the one that we're currently in right now, ends off bullish, then I know definitely for sure that we are definitely possibly breaking through the all-time highs that we've reached here, which is around 4,300 and 4,357. Just pushing straight up and possibly reaching maybe like 5K. So yeah, we'll see on how that goes. And then let's jump into kind of seeing what we can expect fundamentally. So for this week, we are seeing that NFP is on Thursday. So NFP data is going to be released on Thursday. If there's an FOMC meeting on Wednesday, I think this is more in relation to just discussing, I think, the next interest rate cut. It could maybe slide into 2026. There is a kind of they were saying that there's probably like a 44% chance that December there might be a cut in December, but it's not necessarily certain. So, but this is very key. I think Wednesday and Thursday are very key days that we need to kind of just like highlight and see based on data brought out, and then also Friday as well too. And then for earnings, we on Tuesday we have actually this week we have two of the Max 7. So the Max 7 is kind of just the 7 companies that really are bringing seeing volatile moves within the indices. So US30, US100. So The home depot is one that's really going to kind of just like shift and bring things into perspective of seeing the volume move. And on Wednesday, after the close, we have NVIDIA. So that one is really, really big. That's kind of just really more of a make and break about what we can be able to see in the overall direction for the year, to be quite honest with you, on the indices for US 100 and US 30. So this is a big one to actually just pay attention and see. Obviously they are the small ones: Target, Walmart, um, what else? Yeah, Target, Walmart, and yeah, I think that's, yeah, Dolby. Yeah, just really small ones. I feel as if the biggest one that I'll be looking at and eyeing out is NVIDIA, because its market share is crazy. It's insane. So yeah, I hope um this video was helpful enough. Please do check in the description below our Instagram details and also TikTok as well too. And you can also join the free community group on WhatsApp, where I do kind of just share some of the live instant breakdowns that I would be maybe entering on certain positions overall for the symbols that I've actually shown. But yeah, nonetheless, hope this video was helpful to anyone watching, and see you on the next one. Cheers.